Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. It's another week in Automobilista 2 this week because we have been spoilt by the guys at Riser Studios who are giving us new content hand over fist at the moment. And this week we are taking a look at the USA, or the Racin USA Part 2 DLC pack, which includes some rather nice looking champ car single-seaters. So we're going to be taking a look at all the cars released. There's some different variations on the champ cars. And there's two new circuits to be taking a look at as well, one with some extra variants as well. So plenty to be delving into, and we'll give it a good drive through and just give our thoughts on the handling and the sounds and the overall drivability of these cars, and of course the tracks as well. So gonna be fun, looking forward to doing this, and let's just dive ourselves into the title. Get myself all lined up here. There we go. And here we are. So we are looking at the brand new Formula USA. So let's take a look here. So we're going to do a couple of things first on the track. We're going to do a bit of a test, just get used to the cars and take a look at the circuit as well. So here it is, the FUSA, and you can tell here it's actually got Gen 2 underneath it. So already know that they're going to be doing some oval stuff coming up very soon as well. So this Gen 2 version being the road circuit version of the car. Gen 1 I am assuming is going to be in oval spec. So that should be pretty good. So we're looking forward to that. Lionel, hello, how are we doing? Frank, here, well done. How are we doing? Hope you're okay. Good to have you with us. While we're at the top there, let's get rid of that filter. Where's my filter gone? I can't see it now. Anyway, let's go back to find the cars that we're supposed to be looking at here. Here we go. Formula USA. So, various different variants available for this particular style of single-seater. So we have officially licensed ones here. So this is a Lola T98 Ford. We have the Reynard 98i Ford. We have a Reynard 98i Honda and a Mercedes variant as well. And a Toyota. So there's lots of different engines, same chassis obviously, just different engine variations, and then we have a Swift Ford as well. So the three different chassis manufacturers that you would expect to find from early 90s single-seaters in champ cars and things. So yeah, really cool to see this. And obviously we've got some reasonably close livery ideas going on here. You can tell with this Reynard Honda that's a cool livery, but it's known as good. So it's close enough. So yeah, so we're gonna have a look at it. We'll take a look at all the liveries as well, so you can see what we're looking at, and we'll drive each one and just give our thoughts on it as well. So well, everyone's on the chat already. Welcome. Evening Phil says Funky was trying out the new content today myself. Really like the champ cars. Cool, that's a good sign. Looking forward to doing some racing with them. Raymond, hello. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Kickstart My Cruise here as well. Good to have you. And Tish Cadaver is here. Hey, the Gen 2 is 98, Gen 1 will be 95. Ah, okay, there we go then. Brilliant. So you heard it here first, folks. Thanks, Tish. Lloyd of Lloyd Hall's with us as well. Good to have you with us. So cool to have you on board, all of you guys. Frank says, I like the Swift chassis best so far. Tends to come loose if you ever do it. Right, well, we'll look into that as we go this evening. So let's take a look at the liveries available. The Lola T98 have this rather nice lurid yellow livery here, and that's pretty much all you get. So you have a couple of number options in the yellow, and then you have this one, which is a bit of a shell-ish looking livery as well. Quite nice, got a nice shape. Let's have a look at it in the showroom as well, just to kind of have a good look around it. So these classic champ cars are really just basic, simplistic kind of designs, very sleek and nicely styled. They're not too busy with aero. They're not too fussy with winglets here and there and everywhere. Very clean design and very nice shape of a single seater. So yeah, that's a cool looking thing. So let's have a look at them. The Reynard 98. This is the Ford variant. I'm trying to think of the livery actually. Is it Coors? I can't remember. Anyway, so what have we got here? We've got some green and white, some silver. I'm not too au fait with the with the real liveries. I didn't really follow champ cars too much in the day. I was aware of it, I knew of it, and various drivers and things, but I'm not completely up to speed with the teams and what these liveries are aimed at. Even Saul, looking forward to the stream. Yes, yeah, it's going to be good. Looking forward to it. Let's have a look at the Honda variants then. So obviously we've seen the cool tools, which I'm thinking kind of Paul Tracy kind of livery. And then we have these, which would have been the target cars. These would be Chip Ganassi cars, I'm assuming. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That yellow kind of flash up the red bodywork, very cool indeed. Mercedes option, I really like that livery. I think it looks really striking. I think it looks awesome, actually, those colours. So yeah, again, you got a couple of car options in there, and then you got these ones, which is essentially the player's livery, but it's play hard. Well done, Riser. So yeah, a couple of those. So Greg Moore kind of livery on that one, so that's very nice. The Toyota variants. So this one we have the kind of eagle-nosed design on there. Very, very cool indeed. Some nice looking liveries. Very period looking, even if we have got fictional names on here. And then obviously the Swift as well, with Fanatec and Hosingveld options on there. And then the Swift is a very different looking car to the rest of them, isn't it? It's a lot lower profile. It doesn't have the same kind of raised rear end as some of the other ones do. It kind of comes across quite flat, and then the other ones are quite curved over the top of the airbox there. I think I really like the shape of the Reynard, actually. I think that's probably a nicer looking one. But what we're going to do, we're going to start from the top, work our way down, and drive each one individually and see how they go. So that's the cars in the new pack. What about the tracks? So as you can see on the right hand side here, we have Watkins Glen already on here. This is one of the new tracks, and we've got 4 variants of Watkins Glen. So we have the standard GP circuit without the chicane. We have the GP circuit with the chicane. We have essentially what's the NASCAR layout, which is the shorter version, again with or without chicane options. So going to try each one of those. And then the other one that's included in the pack is right at the top here. And this is very different. This is Cleveland. Now, as you can see from there, it's very much made up of 90-degree corners. And there's very good reason for that as well, because it's actually set on an airfield. So you're basically running around the runways and taxiways of an airfield. So going to be interesting to see how that one goes. It's a very unique circuit, not really featured in sim racing anywhere. So again, Rise are bringing content that no one else is doing. So that's always a plus in my book. We're going to jump onto that one after this. So we're going to start off, we're going to break ourselves in gently with Watkins Glen, because we know where we're going with Watkins Glen. When it comes to Cleveland, I have no idea. So this could be a bit of a laugh as to how I actually get on with that. So let's go to Watkins Glen first off, and we'll do the standard one without the chicane, just to kind of get our eye in. So yeah, this is just a test day. So we're going to be out on our own. Just going to get used to the car first, and then we'll see how we go from there. So looking forward to this. Phil, break out the map and sat nav. We better get lost on Cleveland. Yes. Now, I did have a sneaky look at it earlier, and yeah, that is why I think I'm going to get lost on Cleveland. It's a bit of a, I don't know, it's just not very clear where to go, I think, is the first impression. I only drove like 2 corners, but I don't even think I drove the corners. I think I just drove some other areas. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. So, the Lola Ford then. Now, some other updates going on. So we've got a new microphone boom here, as you can probably see. So that's positioned nicely. We've also got our H-pattern gearbox is set up. We have the profile attached on the rig here, so I can use my H-pattern. And these cars use H-pattern, so good timing in that respect. So let's go. So the dashboard looks really nice, actually. I mean, got a nice carbon fibre effect on there. The steering wheel is nicely textured as well. Simple, basic cockpit, nothing too mad. Sounds pretty good too. Not even giving it anything yet. Right. Let's take it nice and easy out of the pit lane. Don't quite know what to expect just yet. It sounds pretty good already. We're not even up to the red line. The thing with Watkins Glen, it's one of those circuits which you either get on with or you don't really get on with. That sounds good. The little flutter on the engine note as you change gear. Very cool. through the big long right-hander. And we drop down onto the GP loop. And through this downhill sweeper. Heel and toe downshifting going on as well. And then we climb back up the hill. Quite a tricky corner to get right, that one. Again, just taking it nice and easy for starters. Circuit's looking good though. Good elevation changes around Watkins Glen. This is a really difficult corner to get it tucked in through there. When you go through this tunnel of fencing, of these catch benches which kind of curve over at the top, giving this tunnel effect. Let's catch up what you guys are saying on here. So, I dialed in my radio to get vectors from ATC, but no one answered. Yes, it's going to be an interesting experience at Cleveland for sure. So Kit X, hello Kit. The tracks lack some extra detail for now, but as always will be added shortly. Yep. So I reckon performance is good for you in VR, FPA wise? Yep, FPS. It's not too bad so far. Not too bad so far. Of course, we've got a little bit of autumnal foliage going on as well, given the time of day that we've, the time of year rather, that we've set this to. Okay, well let's start and push on a little bit, shall we? Let's see what this little Lola can do. Force feedback's good. I have been playing around with it a little bit actually, just to try and see if I can improve the feel a little bit. Still not quite sure whether it's made much of a difference, but I'll keep messing around with it. So, first impression of the car. Good sounds. Good force feedback. Handling seems alright too. We're not quite warmed up on our tyres yet either. So let's just go for it. Big curve on the inside there, don't want to catch that too much. Up the S as we go, shifting gears partway through there is not always the easiest. It's easily flat out as well, so there's no hint of a lift up that hill. Straight through where the chicane would be. Down to 4 for the downhill. We'll push on again. Easy, hard on the power. Car's moving around a bit. Seems to be plenty of grip from the rear. It's not really lighting up like I would expect it to. Maybe I'm not pushing on hard enough just yet. I'm sure it'll get me at some point. After all, it's not a Fusca. Yeah, definitely out of there, it's starting to get a little bit lively. I get the feeling that this car is far more capable than I'm giving it performance-wise at the moment. I'm sure it has a lot more grip available to it. But that's okay, we're just exploring for the time being. Flying up the hill once again. Up to 6th. The M1's fun at Watkins, is it funky? Grip through the corners, through the fast stuff, yeah. M1's fun everywhere though, it's such a good car. Oh wow, it's so quick through there, you can get on the power so early. Just trailing the brake in there a little bit. Let's go down to 2nd here and see what happens. Catching the grass a little bit. tell you what. It's good round Watkins Glen, this champ car. These last 2 corners are really quick as well. They're banked as well, which really helps to kind of pull the car through the corner. Just too awesome, says Macazone Game Shimmy. Watkins Rock. You're a big fan, are you? Love the circuit. I have to admit, with the champ cars, it is a good circuit to drive. Some cars it's a bit unsure of, but with this champ car, it's definitely very fun. Very, very quick too. It does sound really good, doesn't it, Reynard? It sounds awesome, actually. High revving V8. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these old school champ cars used to run on ethanol? Not sure. But, whatever it was, rocket fuel. Definitely dancing out of there a little bit. That's probably a little bit too quick, running wide on the curve there. Oh dear me. This thing is quick. Some second gear for the first corner that time it induced a little bit of oversteer on the exit. I read on the on one of the Facebook groups earlier today that someone was driving this car around here. Oh no, it was around Laguna Seca actually. They kind of got into a bit of a trance just driving it because it was that good. It's kind of getting to that stage now actually. It's just corners coming up at you so quickly, you just keep driving and driving because it's just that enjoyable. I thought I'd just light it up a little bit out of there just to see what it was like, and it did get away from me. So it does bite, you just have to be right up in the rev range in low gears. But until then, the big slicks and the aero take over and you have so much grip. You can see actually the left front's looking a little bit hammered in terms of tyre wear. That's down quite a long way actually. We've only done 5 laps, but yeah, that's well worn, isn't it? So let's listen a bit more closer to the sound then. So we've heard it at full revs, we've heard it moving around. Just play around with some different throttle inputs and things just to see if there's any kind of missing kind of links, I suppose, in the different samples, but it all sounds really smooth, so yeah, really, really cool. Great depth of sound as well. It's not just the engine and things. You've got like the flutter going on. You've got little blips of engine as it goes through the gearbox. Yeah, sounds awesome. Well, that's a very, very positive start. Okay, that's cool. Right, let's go try one of the other cars. Now, I'm not expecting huge differences between each of these cars, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see if there's actually any difference that you can noticeably tell. But we'll try them all and give our verdict on them all. But great start so far with the Lola. That was really, really nice to drive. What we're going to do, so we're going to go down the Reynard next, the Ford version. What livery should we go with this one? Go with that one. It's kind of a Mexican livery. I think there was a Mexican driver, and I'm desperately trying to remember his name. But it's okay. It escaped me. We'll run that one. But what we'll do is we'll go on to the next version. So we'll do the GP with the chicane this time, just to give that a run. Very, very similar. Just that very fast and very problematic chicane. I think this is probably the layout I don't like as much because that chicane has just caused so many so many problems in the past. I mean, it's fast and it's obviously very difficult to get right, but it's yes, it's a bit hit and miss as to whether you make it through there in one piece or not. And I think with these cars, it's going to be like threading an eye of a needle, I think. So curious to see how that goes. But yeah, it's just 887 horsepower. It's just, yeah, big power. So yeah, they did run methanol, yeah. Yeah, I thought they did. So yeah, mad pieces of kit. Here we go then. So slightly different wheel setup on the Reynard. Again, nice. I like the chassis plate you can see on the side there. We've got some nice detail on that. Trying to see if I can make out what it says. Original customer, Riser Studios. Yeah, neat. Very good. All right, let's take the Reynard out. You like the chicane version, Frankie? For a change. Not normally a chicane fan. It's just the fluctuations on the engine sounds so good. Let's build our speed up it again. Different sort of engine note going on. Alright, this time we've got to navigate the chicane. Big curbs. Straight into the big long right. Still got cold tyres, not going to go too mad just yet. We'll get some temperature in them. Oops. Going from fourth down to third when you're flat out is not the best idea. RIP engine. Getting spectators to catch the pistons as they fire through the top of the block. Okay, temperatures are picking up slowly. Let's go for it a bit quicker. I like the first corner, it really does pull you in with the camber on the inside. Quite a lot of the corners here at Watkins Glen do that. They tend to camber in to the apex, apart from that one left-hander at the top of the hill towards the end of the lap. Probably why it throws you off, because you're so used to having camber working in your favour, and then you get to that one. Big curb on the inside. Breath off the throttle just to make sure we get it through here safely, and then we're back on the power and we run down the hill. So the chicane so far not too bad. Little bit of an oversteering moment off there. So much more speed through that right-hander than I'm giving it at the moment, and through here as well, I assume, because it's quite a slow corner, but at the same time you do have a lot of grip available. So again, car's feeling pretty good weight in the steering wheel, especially through the fast corners like that. Tends to load up. You get all that connection with the road coming through the force feedback, especially with the updates on the latest force feedback changes they've made. It's a wild ride through there, isn't it? there, just a little bit of understeer just to let you know you're reaching the limit. So there again, just a little bit. Track seems to open up a little bit on the exit there, which is probably what makes you fooled into thinking that you can actually take a bit more speed through there. It's quite tight going into the corner and then it opens up on the exit. Now, not a huge fan of single-seaters, but if I'm being honest, these are proving out to be an awful lot of fun. Again, the tyre wear is really taking a hit. I know there's a lot of fast corners here at Watkins Glen, but tyres aren't going to last very long at this rate. Let's have a look in the options on the in the garage to see if we're on a soft compound or something, or whether just because of the pure grip available, we're just running out of tyres very quickly. Through the gears in no time. Just floating it out there a little bit. Really chucked it into the final corner that time and it just stuck, just gripped and off we went. Cool. Well, that's fun. That's, yeah, that's very impressive, actually. Very, very impressive. That's cool. Right, let's have a quick look before we go back and try on one of the other variants of the Reynard, which I'm sure will be the same, but probably with some different engine sounds going on. Let's just have a look. Let's go to the setup here. So there are soft and hard slicks available, so I'd be curious to know whether we're on the soft thing. So it's just automated by weather, so it's just going to give me whatever tyre I would expect. So I wonder what happens if we put it on hards. We'll test that later, but for now we'll leave it automatic by weather. And we'll go through the cars, and then we'll do a soft versus hard comparison to see what the drivability is like, because I'm sure the hard tyres will start to be a little bit more sleepy slidey, I think. That's what I'd imagine anyway, so... Yeah, left front wears fast. Yeah, it does. You get it better. Sorry, Funky says I seem to get on better with bus stop style chicanes for some known reason. So Daytona as well, probably another one where you'd work quite well with, and the old Spa-Francorchamps as well. That would be your kind of chicane, wouldn't it, Funky? Okay, so that's the Reynard Ford. Let's go for a Honda variant, shall we? I think this livery's got to be the one because it's just. A beautiful white, gold, and green. So nice. Right, and this time we are going to do the short variant of Watkins Glen. This is without the chicane. Let's give it a go and see what it's like. I like the short version. It's as I mentioned at the beginning, it's the version which is used by the NASCAR Cup Series. And I always really like this variant. I'm not hugely fond of the GP loop, and I think that's because I've always driven this variant of Watkins Glen coming up through sim racing throughout the years, and it's only really when I was into iRacing where the GP loop came into things, and you're having to use that and had to try and get used to it. So yeah, it's kind of always known this track more for Watkins Glen. So hey Zaris, try the Rio Oval with these things. Ooh, that sounds fun. I might do that actually. Good shout. Right. Honda power. Let's get that VTEC kicked in. So again, obviously, same wheel layout and everything. It's the same car as we were just driving, just with a different engine. What's the engine limiter sound like? Vomit inducing, I think, if you're in that car. That's pretty rough. Wow. Oh, that's a violent pit limiter. We don't want to be on that for long. Luckily we're not. And we're out into the track. There's scraping going on. The car's running super low by the sound of it. So again, no chicanes. It's going to go straight ahead through to the right-hander, but this time it's not going to be quite as quick because we're going to be turning around on ourselves. So rather than keeping it pinned and going off our right way, we're heading off down this middle straight here. And straight into a ridiculously quick left-hander. Getting a bit braver with him, I don't know if you can tell. Going a bit quicker straight away. Once you run off on the exit of turn 1, so you can really push on through there. But this short version of the circuit is just, the laps just fly by because you're flat out most of the way, especially in one of these. In with the camera and just straight away on here again. Incredible. I was up close to the wall. Wobbly moment into the apex of turn 1 that time. So far the sound's fairly similar to the Ford actually. There's no massively different sound cues going on that I can tell. It is subtle, it's subtly different. What a wild ride it was through there, it's so quick. That's really fast and really fun actually. I think I prefer that layout so much more. You're just insane for racing because you're slipstreaming everywhere because you've got loads of straights and yeah, that's a good fun layout. So yeah, again, same car just with a different engine. That was the Honda powered version. Car seems pretty well balanced actually. I mean, obviously there's a heap of grip going on there. But yeah, reasonably well balanced so far. And then we have our Reynard Mercedes engine. So let me just go back up here. So these are all 2.65 litres on the earlier. So the Ford power is putting out 887. The Honda's actually 903, so it's got a bit more power output on that one. Back to 887 for the Mercedes. 872 for the Toyota. Okay, so this one interesting on this one. So it's actually got a 6-speed sequential on there. Are they all sequential? Don't think they are. Well, unless it's a sequential box that the animation's doing on the right hand side, but I thought they were H pattern. That's okay. Right, let's do the chicane version of the short layout, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we'll use the H pattern again, just because we've started, so we may as well carry on like that. All right, so Mercedes power, and judging by the numbers, not the massive amount of boost that we have in F1 at the moment compared to everyone else. Don't have a power advantage by running a Mercedes engine here. It's a great looking video, isn't it? It's so bold. Right. Violent bit limiter again. Just use my right foot and save my brain from being shaken to pieces. sound actually from this Mercedes one so far. Not quite as high revving or high pitched sound. Ooh, chicane. Luckily these champ cars have good brakes. Because I was all prepared to just go flat out into this long right hander then. I would have been in for a bit of a shock. It might just be an actual, yeah, it's a sequential lever actually. Not paddle shifters anyway. At least if I'm using the H pattern anyway, thrust gate downshifting, which is something I really enjoy doing. So we're in 6th now, we'll go down to 4th this game. Just throw it at the corner and it'll just stick and you just hammer the throttle again. These corners just keep coming and coming and coming. It's so quick, you're just on the next corner within moments. So again, very similar to, oops, 5th to 4th, again, trying to downshift. I'm getting used to the positioning of the H shifter. It's usually up here, and I've got it mounted where it should really be. So, still getting used to the positioning of it. Very good, very nice indeed. Yeah, there's some good weight to the steering wheel. I mean, there's some really big, fat, slick tyres which you've got to try and guide over the surface of the road, so you would get a fair amount of weight to the steering wheel. No power steering back in the day as well, so it'd be it'd be quite a weight on the steering wheel. Okay, so that's that one. So just the Toyota variant of the Reynard to try, and then we'll be jumping into the Swift, which is a favourite of one of you guys, wasn't it? I can't remember who it was who mentioned the Swift. So let's see how we go with that. Right, Toyota. What do we do here? It's quite nice. We'll go with the Eagle style, or the Falcon, whatever it is. I think it's an Eagle. So yeah, 872. So this one's slightly down on power compared to all the rest of them. This is actually the lowest powered version of the Champ car. No power steering, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've driven all of those now. So what we're going to do is we're going to let's try and let's try and get used to the full GP circuit. I'm not going to do the chicane though. I'm just going to do it without it. I prefer that flow. Back in the day, not even in 21. Yeah, I know. I mean, ancient 90s. Poof, long time ago. Back to my childhood. Yeah, good times. We like 90s race cars anyway. We've got a few 90s race cars in MS2, haven't we? We've got the Group A cars. We have the GT1 cars to a degree. So yeah, some good cars. Right, Toyota variant. Oh, that actually sounds really good. It's quite smooth, the transition between the samples as well. Very difficult to tell where one stops and the other one begins. So that's good quality sound sampling going on. Now again, it may sound fairly similar to the others, but through my headphones at least, it does sound like this one. It might just be a little bit more raw sounding. The others are quite smooth sounding V8s. This one has a bit more of a rasp to it. So what's your guys' favourite layout of Watkins Glen? Which one do you prefer? Tires to get some heat in them if we start attacking like that. Tail happy out of there. Speed a little bit more now. Some nice green looking tyre temperatures. Can take so much speed through there. Insane. Enthusiastic on the downshifts there. I know you can brake quickly, but not quite that quickly. So Raymond, you like the classic ones without the chicane? Yeah, see, I'm with you. I think without the chicane it just seems to just flow nicer. Okay, so that's the Toyota Varia. Again, same car as the last three, just a slightly different engine sound. Listen to that on the over. That popping and banging sounds amazing. Okay, very nice. Very nice indeed, that's good. Right, so let's go try this Swift then and see what the difference is in this compared to the Reynards. I keep moving my mic over because of the vibration that's pushing it that way. Okay, right. The Swift Ford. Let's go with this nice bright yellow one. And this one we'll do around the short version, no chicane. We've got to try these in the wet as well, I think. I feel we need to try it in the wet. I've just seen the puddles on the screenshot behind the loading screen there, so we'll have to try them in the wet and just see how dangerous things get. Funky, it was my first time with Watkins today, so I've only driven the GP with the chicane so far. Okay, cool. So how are you finding Watkins Glen your first time out? Yeah, and I said same left front wear on all the cars so far, so this one should be probably the same. Also worth mentioning at this point, this weekend the Racing USA packs are free for everyone to drive and everyone to use, so that's good. So if you haven't picked up the first one yet, first of all, where have you been? And second of all, you get to drive for free this weekend, so that's good. So a good opportunity to try some of the new content. Okay, the Swifts. This is a very different looking cockpit. So we've got a flat top steering wheel in front of us. It seems a little bit more, it seems a bit tighter actually, just around the driver. There's not much room there at all. Okay. Very basic wheel. These got two buttons, one for pit and one for drink. Let's see what the tyre wear is like on this one, and then how it handles compared to the other two. Away we go. Oh, if anything, it actually feels like the force feedback on this whip is actually more violent. That's not the layout. Who needed that cone anyway? Not quite the spin turn I was looking for. Use the paddles to solve back on here. Right. Let's use the proper track, shall we? This way is where we want to go. See what happens when you drive essentially the same track with very subtle differences. And keep switching between them, just forget which way you're supposed to go. So you love Watkins Glen, don't you? That's good. Not sure about Cleveland yet, might grow on me. Fine single knot. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of one of those kind of a circuits where people who are fans of the Champ Car series will probably be all over it, and others who may not have experienced it before might not quite take to it, purely because they don't have that emotional relationship with it already. They don't already, they don't have memories of growing up watching that particular racetrack with these cars going around it. So, right, this time we're not going flat out. We're going to turn around and go all the way around. That's it. It's more of a line. Pretty good front end on this so far. Just drifting up towards the wall ever so slightly out of the last corner. Very, very subtle differences between all the cars. There's not, for me, it doesn't seem like there's a massive difference in terms of performance between one to another. There are some very subtle differences in terms of how they behave on track, and obviously we're just using default settings at this point. We haven't dived into doing anything on the setup, so caught up with trying to remember which gear I'm in. Cars feel good to drive though. I'm going to say that they are really fun to drive, and it'd be interesting to see what they're like on a slower circuit. So this one is very, very fast with these cars. I'd be curious to see what they're like on a tighter circuit where you've got to be driving off some slower corners more often. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So what we'll do, we'll explore the other new track next, and then we'll look at some other bits and pieces like the difference between soft and hard compound tyres, see what that's like. We'll do some wet running as well, and also what was the other thing we're going to do? I have to do some AI racing. We'll try the Interlagos Oval as well, just to give that a go. Right. Well, let's revisit the Honda Reynard, shall we? And now you guys get to have a good giggle with me as to try and figure out where I'm going at Cleveland. Cleveland GP circuit. So it's, yeah, when they say a GP circuit, it's not really a Grand Prix circuit. It's just a airfield with some cones, but it's got quite a nice backdrop in there. They've got a bit of a city skyline in the background, next to the water as well. Interesting location, and I'm going to expect this to be quite bumpy, just because runways don't tend to be made for complete smoothness because you've got rather large planes landing and taking off on them. So I'm expecting this to be quite a bumpy ride. So let's just see where we go. So my pick guy says go this way, so I'm going to do that. And then that's where that's where the GPS guidance fails me. So This is obviously good exit here. And to the right. Do we go round? Do we go over here? Let's go this way. It's just lines on a road. Okay. Well, there's some markers here. 3, 2, 1. As if we're going to be turning right. So there's our first of our corners. It doubles back on itself. We've got to be looking for these markers on the outside. So it's going to give us our hints as to where we're going next. Another chicane as we cross the taxiway. Big, wide, expansive runways, and I've run out of runway. Where was I supposed to go next? Oh, that way. Okay. Challenge level impossible. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a wall. Stop. Right. Okay. Hang on. Let's refresh this a second. Start again. Trackmap looks like a car without the wheels. Yeah. Kind of does, I suppose, isn't it? It's like they've taken the wheels off it. I spent a while today at 90s Monza in the Champ Cars. Ooh, yeah, 90s Monza. Another fast track, but with some very quick chicanes. Right, let's try that again, this time without getting lost. And we'll also explore a little bit as well, so we'll do some actual laps, if we can find our way, and then see if we can really get ourselves lost on the perimeter. So let's go around this way, and we'll go over here. Obviously we're off track somewhere. Right, look for our marker boards. Turn in for the first part, the second part. Some bumps on the apex. Okay, so now we're going this way. This is where we ran out of the road last time. Drop off in the road there. Then again. Okay, we haven't got damage on, so I'll ignore that little brush of the wall. I'm going this way. Are we? No, I think we've just gone onto the track going the wrong way. Hang on. Let's cut through over here. Hopefully this isn't the pit lane, which I think it might be. Wow! What's going on? Okay, so there's a... What kind of a racetrack is this? Okay, so I'm going to go over this side because I can't because there's markers on both sides of the track just to keep things interesting. So I'm guessing we're going around here. This is the first corner where we started off. Okay, so we've sort of done a lap. Let's try that again. We know this bit. We know we have to thread the car through this little right-left chicane. And then we're to another chicane, this time left-right. And we're straight into this next corner here. We've got to avoid the wall on the exit. Okay, so I'm going to carry on straight this way and let's see what happens. Yep, looks like we're going the right way this time. Another chicane, a much tighter one. What a quick chicane. Down to the first corner again. Okay. Missed it by a mile, but that's where it is. It's so easy to get lost out here. You've got lines going everywhere. You've got very little reference points to know where the corners are. And you're all doing that. It's a great rate of knots driving one of these Champ cars. The great thing is at least there's plenty of road to play with, on the runway at least. That's not that fast, Phil. You can't go that fast. I think you set the wrong flaps. That's why you ran out of runway before takeoff. Yeah, flaps weren't down. Do revert this race against the AI to launch. That's not a bad shout at Azaris, actually. I was thinking of using the AI just as a bit of a mark to find out where we were going. And the Vertus will definitely give you enough time to figure out where the track went. I think we've got our bearings a little bit now. He says, running off onto the grass. Turn 1, the hairpin, I think it's turn 1 anyway. What's slower than that? It's difficult to spot your apex points for these corners. Quickly go around there, you take that really fast and then you've got to slow it down, straight up. If this stream will get too long that way, yeah, we'll be going on to tomorrow morning. There's a bump there, and there's a hard wall right there. Okay. Right. Well, that's a mad place, isn't it? Let's, we still haven't anywhere near scratched the surface of how that track is supposed to drive, so let's try that again. This way, around there, we go. Apex into that one. Can I get around the back of the apex? That's the idea. That one I was just going to went straight for it, so I need to open the exit a bit more there by turning in later. It's really quite a quick corner, I think, apart from that massive bump. Keep the lock on. One of these laps, we're going to get through there without touching that wall. I promise. We'll do it, even if it means our tyre is going to be completely out of tread. There's that bump. Okay. So we've managed to survive on that, sort of. Bumps are definitely there, that's what I was expecting with a circuit like this. Just flick it through, you can feel the weight of the wheel just snap back to the way. Nope, not this lap. Gen 1 F1s around here. Very brave and funky. That's fun when massive biscuits on the way. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. That one is the cones drag you into turning in too early. Big jump as you go over that, changing track surface. Oh, we did it! Yes! I feel that was a sense of achievement for us to get through there without tapping the wall. As far as airfield tracks go, I think Top Gear test track is best. It is a rather good track. Not very good for racing, but it is a good weather. try second gear in that turn, you reckon? Well, seeing as we missed that corner anyway, let's see what happens when you go down here. Well, this is a crazy sort of racetrack, isn't it? Is there a way through here? Can we get through here? We can. So, what have we got over there? A bit of water, maybe? Let's go and explore the outside of the circuit. Some lighting trucks. It's the end of the runway here. So it's a big dip and a crest right there. That's what you kind of take off on as you come through there. What's down here? Some planes. Should we get down there? Let's see if we can get down there, shall we? See how far we can get before we hit an invisible wall or drop through the earth. No, not so far. Road going down that way. We have to go and explore. There's the invisible wall. So we can't quite get to the planes over there. Probably a good thing too. Let's see if we can go this way. Get over here. We can. There we go, there's some planes here we can play with. Gymkhana AMS2 Champ Car style. Right. So you can go and explore some areas of the airfield. Pretty nice. Right. Let's get back on the track over this way. Well, this is quite a challenging circuit actually. I'm assuming that's pit entrance actually, is it? Don't know where you actually get into the pit lane, it might be there. There's no way of getting into it from this side, so you have to go down that little channel of cones to get back to the pits. Right, let's go again, let's see if we can pick up some pace. Later apex for the corner there, that's better. Snap as you go across the change of surface. Completely missed the corner of that one. Yeah, I know, I have my lap time to do that, that's fair enough. So not so much tyre wear into the moment. It's dropping a little bit, but not quite as much as you'd expect. Well, as we saw last time at Watkins Glen, but then I guess we're not spending so much time going through corners really, really quickly. Hey Marcy, how are we going? You well? I just want to say actually to you guys, thank you so much for the response that we had to our AMS2 version 1.3 video stream that we did last week. That stream has just gone absolutely berserk, so thank you so much for watching, and the number of people who subscribed based off that stream as well is just absolutely astounding, so thank you to everybody who's got involved with watching that and subscribing to the channel as a result of that. You guys are all fantastic. Sound issue going through there then. Hope you guys heard that. Sound got a little bit washed out for a second and came back again. Oh my goodness. The Fasca will love the surface, says Frankie. Is that a challenge? Right, maybe we'll do that. Right, let's do something here. Let's step away from Cleveland for the time being. That's going to take a little bit of getting used to and a bit of learning to get the most out of that. But that's a mad circuit. I mean, yeah, just trying to get used to that first off. It's very, very tricky indeed. Okay, let's do something else. Let's take this track to one of the other USA circuits. Let's go to... we haven't got it yet, that's fine. Let's go to... oh, should we do Long Beach, guys? Jump cars on Long Beach, yes, let's do that. So what we're going to do here, I know it's another street track and things, but we're going to try out the difference between soft and hard compounds. So I'll start off with the soft. We'll go into the garage, we'll make sure we're on the soft tyre to start off with. We'll do some laps, see what the tyre deg is like, and then we'll switch to the hards and see what happens from there. All while taking in the goodness of champ cars around Long Beach. This could be a bit more of an interesting one, trying to manage the tyres and the car around here, because we have a bit more of a mixture of fast and slow corners, and of course some rough surfaces as well. So let's go to the setup and we'll change that to soft slicks all round and go for it. 1k subs are coming from. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, I'm hoping so. That'd be nice. It'd be great to get up to the 1k mark. And it's all thanks to you guys, because we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for all the support that you guys show us. So here we are then. Long Beach. Here we go. So I'm going to try and drive as normally as possible. As in, trying not to spin the tyres too much, but trying to drive it as you would normally do. Yes, or you could just use it. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that too. Tricky little circuit, Long Beach. Well, same level. It's not exactly that level either. Big razor curbs. Love those. And that one. Arm waving going on as we try and negotiate the tight hairpin. Okay, here we go then. First flying lap of Long Beach. First half of the lap is quite stop-starty. So long. A lot of second gear action going on at the moment, not changing out of it too often, apart from down this big straight. The revs is bouncing all over the place because the tyres are just not in contact with the surface of the road. Crunch. And the roundabout we go. Big point and squirt circuit, the first part. Quicker, over a second up on our quickest time so far. Mostly by the fact that we're actually getting a lap together. Definitely, as far as street circuits are concerned, Long Beach has got to be one of the best. done 3 laps so far. We'll do 5 laps just to give ourselves a reasonable amount of time on these tyres. Now we're getting a little bit more oversteer going on, purely because we've got to deal with bumpy surfaces and getting out of slow corners. Tight section through that. Big curve strike. Not helping the rear tyres one bit by sliding it out of there. Transmission complaining on the bumps and the braking zones. I'll do another lap. The tyres are hanging on reasonably well actually. Cooking. Smell my wheelbase from here actually. A bit of a workout with all these bumps. Okay, so there we go. So that's 5 laps done with the softs. We dropped a little bit off the top of the diagram down here for the tyres, so not as much as I was expecting, but then obviously we're not doing as many fast corners, so let's change to the hard tyres. Also see how much of a drop off in lap times we've got running the hards as well. Here we go. Difficult pit exit at Long Beach. Tyres are cold at this point. It's the lack of turn-in. Hello. Let's see if that improves in terms of rear end grip when the tyres are up to temperature. At the moment, it definitely feels a lot more tail happy, as you'd expect. Do you think, yeah, because they were wearing and heating evenly, they weren't so bad? Yeah, it's a bit more even around here. It's definitely more left front around Watkins Glen, wasn't it? It's a bit of a smile on your face when you get those little small slides out of some of these corners, because it's quite easy to catch them as well. Actually, they're not completely uncontrollable. You can have a little bit of a drift out of the corner just to play with the power, get the power down. And again, it feels really good with the new force feedback updates. Okay, so we're now getting temperature. Let's see what we can do. Grip issues going on. Difference in that time, 1.4 seconds off. I know we had a few slidey moments on that lap. Let's try and keep it neat and see what we can do. Through there. Only 7/10 down this time, which is better. Trying to get the power down and then winding the steering lock all the time as well. So there it goes, a bit better, 8/10 off. So probably about what you would expect for a drop off in terms of lap time from hard to soft. Do 2 more laps, this one and the next one, and then we'll have a look at the tyre wear. Actually more bumpy than Cleveland, I would say. Obviously Long Beach is also included in the Racing USA Part 1 of the DLC, which is also free this weekend if you haven't already picked that up. Always the danger of clipping that wall on the inside as you exit the roundabout section. Definitely a lot more feisty on the getting the power down. Definitely. Concentrate quite a bit around here just to keep this car moving in the right direction, but that's our 5 laps done with the hard tyres. And you can see the wear is less. Again, it's even, but it's not quite as much as the soft, even though we were sliding around an awful lot more with the hards. And you would expect that because there's less grip available from the tyre, but wear's not much better than the softs, but definitely a marked improvement. But at the same time, the lap time you're going to get is significantly slow as well. So there we go. So that's hard versus soft tyres. Let's try something like this out in the wet. Shall we do that? Let's do that. And then what we'll do after that is we'll do the outer oval of old Interlagos as well. So let's change the car. Let's do let's go back to the Lola. We'll go to Laguna Seca, and we want some weather going on here. We don't want it to be sunny whatsoever. We're gonna drive in a storm because that's kind of what we're experiencing in real life right now. Not we're at Laguna Seca, of course, but let's add some wet weather to the equation and see how these cars handle it. I'm pretty sure this could be an absolute nightmare, but could be fun nonetheless. Anyway, just to see how much grip we don't have. So, can you imagine the fun? I'm just thinking back to Cleveland. Can you imagine the fun you would have around there online in something like, I don't know, the trucks or something? I don't know. You just have some mad races around there with some random combos. Right, let's make sure we've got our wet tires on. Okay, it's automatic by weather. That's good. Hopefully, it's giving me some wets. There we go. You can hear the rain battering on the chassis. Let's go see what it's like in the wet. It's going to be a little bit timid to start off with. I'll avoid those puddles because I'm sure they're going to catch me out at some point. Alright, straight away, the wheel is very light. And so is the grip on the rear end. Made a post on our social media this week about that particular corner we've just been through. He said that it's one of the hardest corners on this circuit. Obviously the corkscrew everyone thinks is probably the hardest corner on the track, but for me personally I think that left-hander before the rail straight is probably one of the toughest corners to get right on the whole track. Well, it's a very different experience driving in the wet. Trying to manage the wheel spin as you go up through the gears. Not early enough on the brakes. Luckily you avoided the sand trap though. It's very slippy. Car's moving around all the time going up the hill. Can't see much into the corkscrew. You can imagine doing Alex Zanardi's move into the corkscrew in one of these things. And you only see it at the very last minute. Obviously he didn't do it in the wet, but even so, visibility is not great. Going into there when it's clear. Stop. With a fairly skillful right foot to keep this thing in check in the wet. But it's actually surprisingly fun to try and balance this car around here, and the grip is as low as it is. So remember not to be so enthusiastic with the throttle. Still too far in. Quite that quick. Done it many times with no other cars on the track. Is that the Zanardi move as ours? Again, even though we're getting quite sideways on the track with the wet weather, it's very easy to control actually in terms of when it does get sideways. You can apply opposite lock and try and guide yourself back out of it again. You can almost just kind of hold it there in this beautiful little drift as you come off the corner. So yes, it's quite a delicate operation driving one of these cars in the wet, but then you would expect that with the amount of horsepower you have on top. Still going too quick into that. And we're off. It had to happen at some point. Okay, good fun in the wet as well. So that's a big tick. So, right, let's add some other cars to the mixture, shall we? Let's do that. Stay there. Right. So let's go to the Interlagos Oval then, as the little tip-off that we've had is trying that. So let's do that. Yeah, we'll do the Reynard Mercedes, and we'll go to Interlagos. Historic Outer. We've got the same class on. It's good. We'll put ourselves in the middle of the grid because why not? Let's jump straight into a race. Let's do it. Also, if you're a person who maybe finds themselves in the middle of all sorts of trouble at turn 1 in a race online against other people, or even against the AI, it can happen. Stay tuned because there's something coming that we are going to be releasing very soon, which may assist you with that. So yeah, stay with us. Something will be coming up very soon, and I'll reveal more in due course. Right, so we're starting 13th on the grid in our little Reynard. Luckily we have some dry weather again, so we can actually keep the car on track. Here we go. This is as close as we're going to get to oval racing until they release it in the next USA pack. AI are much braver than I am. We're flat out in 6th gear already. Somehow managed to pick up a place on the outside there. There's a car still there. Still seeming to be having some stuttering issues on the AI races for some reason. Flat out in the first corner, yes, just about leading up our line, but we can take it flat. Yeah, still some big stutters going on. Only one corner you need to brake on around here. Big bump there. Just going to make it 3 wide, shall we? Oh man, it's hey Nemesis, how you doing? Having a pre-test of some oval racing here on AMS2. It's a curve. You don't get those on ovals. Now I'm being hounded from 2 guys behind us. Let's try and get our line sorted for the first corner here. Chuck it in over the crest and then it just sticks. Of course, it's also pretty odd because it's a left-hand, anti-clockwise oval. There's that curve again, Phil. Get off that. Lost all that momentum up the hill. That's the spot. About enough space. Our racing ovals need more potholes and curves. To get that sorted, that corner's not working for us at the moment. We can do better than that. We've got a 10 lap race going on here. I'll tell you what, first corner, flat out, it's so fun. Some slipstream down the back straight here. Let's sort out this corner this time. Better, slightly. AI behaving quite well so far. Well, we're definitely braver than them through the first couple of corners. We're right with them now. Well, race fans, I guess that's race over. Oh no. Let's have a look at that again. Cars sound good from the outside as well, actually, listening to those. Great sound. Oh, look at this lot coming down here. Sounds good with the reverb going on as well, actually. External sounds are very impressive, actually. That sounds really good. just the kind of the firing out of a gun coming past you. It sounds amazing. It's going to be good down here as well. Here we go. This is our race-ending incident. Curb car came over. As you can tell, we haven't got damage on, but even with it off, there's no coming back from that situation. The external sound is spot on. It is. It's very good. Very, very good indeed. Well, actually, that's fun in oval spec, even though we're on high downforce. Essentially, that's still really good too. It'd be interesting to see what it's like with with an oval specification on. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Looking forward to doing some more oval stuff on AMS2 once that's released. That's going to be good. Right. So, because this is a sim racing Bible Automobilista 2 stream, I think it's got to happen. Trying exactly like on Driven 2. Yeah. I think because this is one of our streams, and it wouldn't be the same without using one of these cars. I think let's go back to Cleveland, and now we know our way around. Let's take the Copa Fusca out. But there's no downhill section, so it should be okay. But as we discovered last week, the Fusca is better to drive, so we might be able to actually drive the thing without crashing too much, maybe. But then, of course, we have the uneven surface, which could easily upset the car, and go explore the grassy internals. Oh, we're in a race. Brilliant. It's the best way to explore it. Let's go. Gotta keep up. Come on, rolling start. And here we go. We're off for a 10-lap race at Cleveland. Racing the little Copa Fuscas. All of a sudden things seem like we're in slow motion. There's a curve going flying. Anyone else inside us? No, there's a bit of a gap there. It's going to come this way. There's the rear end coming around on us. Punch. Where are we going to go here? There's Beetles everywhere. This yellow car is really causing us some hassle. We got overtaken then as well. Off, and the rear end is wanting to swap ends on us. All that champ car was just practically a true challenge for us as a Cleveland. Yeah, absolutely. This is where it's at. All of this loads of grip champ car action. Some fire-breathing Beetles instead. That was quite nice into there actually. A bit of a slide just to set us up to turn into the corner and pick up the spot on the exit. Now that's been called that. Just cut through that gap. Let's go to the inside into turn 1. Just about we ran the champ car in the rain because that's good practice for the Fuscas too. Being hounded by other guys around us. Hey. Okay, the Fusca's actually become a fun little car again. Backing it into the left-hander there. And you can save it one-handed as well, apparently. Hit the bump, full speed. I don't even know there's a bump there in this car. No! Wrong gear. That's correctly you have my attention, says Todd. Every time we jump into one of these things, that's when the attention really picks up. Don't cut me off. Give you a little bit of space. How did we save that? And keep up with them. Somehow we managed to get a run on them despite all that arm waving. Oop, there's a car to the left. Rev it to death on the downshift. Someone's left a tyre in the middle of the road. Very thoughtful. Oh, I've got on the over-under. Someone cut back on me on the exit. Leave my AI alone. Oh, you got one in here, Beetle. Oh, good on you. Definitely braking too early for this corner. Hey Mark, is this online? No, this is just against the AI, except I reckon this could be a good subject matter for an online race. I don't know what you guys reckon. I don't care if we're fighting for 15, this is fun. Car there, he's still on the inside. Goodness me. Okay. Can we make a move up the inside to this chicane? No. Still too timid on the brakes. Hip and shoulder from the AI. Hey Marcus, are you sure this track is one for the Beatles to race on? I'm not sure. I think it could be a bit of a squeeze. Force the gold coloured one off. Oh, let's go get those guys ahead. Let's stop fighting. Let's work with them. Let's go and get those guys on us. Got plenty of time. We're in your lap 3 of 10. How do I find that braking point for this right hander? Dream combo discovered. Yeah, surprisingly. Taken again there. Definitely have to do more of this. Something like a wall to straighten you up. Might hit speeds up to 140 kph, sure. Yeah, who would have thought that? I've got to admit, the AI are actually racing pretty well. There's the speed to that chicane. Let's see. It's going to brake later than into turn 1, I can tell. This happened to me the other day. Oh, stop it. Yeah, that's happened a few times now where we've actually get to about lap 4 and everything's just lags out and stops like that. I don't know if you guys have experienced that. That's a shame. We're having a good race there as well. That's really weird. It almost is like it just kind of fills up its bucket of graphical performance, and then it just can't take any more and just stops. Very strange. Okay. But what we have discovered is the Fusca at Cleveland is actually an awful lot of fun. Right. Okay, well, let's go away from that one for a moment then. Let's just let's go and explore something else. Oh, that's a shame. I was enjoying that as well. I was really getting into that. But if we can get through a race without having some stuttering stuff like that going on, then we'll definitely do some online racing in the Beetles around there. That could be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Right. Okay. What else have we got? Let's go back and have a quick look and see what else there was mentioned on the notes for this. So they've adjusted AI suspension rates for Cadillac DPI as well. Formula Ultimate P1s, GTEs, GT3s, GT4s as well. So what else have we got? So minor physics treads revisions to GT, GT3, Formula V10s, Formula Horizon Super V8s as well. So there's been lots more kind of really fun and important updates going on behind the scenes as well in terms of helping all the cars run a little bit better. So AMS2 could not handle the awesomeness. No, it couldn't. It was just too much to handle. Formula Retro's Gen 2 at Watkins. Uno's at Watkins Glen. Yeah, time froze, isn't it? It's just an opportunity for me to just set a blistering lap time and it just took it away from me. But that's fun. Okay, let's go back to Watkins Glen. We'll do... Okay, so we'll do Formula Retro G2s, the Gen 2s at Watkins, and then we'll do some Unos as well, Todd. Let's do... the Retro Gen 2, let's do the classic one on the outside. From the... Where is it? From the classic? From the Retro, sorry. Gen 2s. Oh, okay, load of 79s, Brabhams. Yeah, okay, we'll use a 79. But what we will do is we'll just do it as a tester, just in case it does that weird graphics hold up thing again. Because I don't want to fancy doing that, so we'll just do it as a test for the time being. Watkins Glen, around the outside, go. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating that. It's happened once already, just offline, not on stream, but yeah, it just seems to get to, say, lap 3 or 4 and then has a real hissy fit and just stops and does that, and then it goes back to normal again. It's very strange, but obviously it means you just can't drive because you can't see what you're doing or what's going on. So yeah, very weird. Hopefully that the guys can do something with that. I might just report that on the forums and see if they can... Oh, hang on. Let's just get the rain taken off, shall we? We don't want to rain. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll report it on the forums and see if there's anything going on. Right, let's put it back to good weather again. Go clear. Okay, do you have any custom FFB in the documents folder? Best to remove it for now, wondering whether it improves stutters and freezes. You know, I don't know. I'll have to have a look into that. I did remove... Cause I've been playing around with the settings and things, so I have actually deleted the profile settings, and then it's reloaded some new ones, so I don't know whether it'd be that. But I'll mess around with it again and just see. Oh. It didn't save the weather, so we're letting into a storm again. Anyway, yeah, so it's very bizarre. I don't know why it's doing that. But in general, in the AI races, is better than it was when they released version 1.3, because that was suffering with a bit more in terms of just micro stutters in a way, but it's still there now, but not as bad as it was. Come over again. Save the weather this time, shall we? So yeah, there's a little bit of a performance hit in the last update. Yeah, I've deleted tuning setups. That's gone. Save, clear weather, go. Yeah, so I've deleted that one. I deleted that when we did version 1.3. So yeah, should all be clear. Anyway, hopefully we can fix it, because that's a shame if that's going to keep doing that in AI races over 3 laps. We'll have to just do 3-lap races instead. But I know some people have been calling out some issues on the online lobbies as well, with freezes going on, so maybe something going on in the background. Right, freezing aside, let's try Lotus 79 at Watkins Glen. Some DFV action, floating bodied Lotus action coming up. This definitely is an H-pattern gearbox. It's so good to have it back as well. It's been weird driving cars with paddle shifters when we know full well that they have an H-pattern gearbox set up. So it's good to have the H-pattern back and up and running. So no chicane, so we can go straight through, but we are on the outer loop. Just have to remind myself after our little excursion. Very classic sound of a Cosworth DFV. Again, we need to wait for the tyres to heat up a little bit. This is fairly similar to the Champ cars, with just a little bit less grip. But again, these flowing corners really do lend themselves to cars with good aero and mechanical grip. Less busy on the gearbox as well, with only 5 gears to worry about. Go down to 4th gear for the fast right hander this time, rather than power again. Everyone's trying to come around. Definitely a lot more oversteer to fight in this car than the Champ cars, as you'd expect. You can take that corner pretty much flat out. Have a little bit of a break for the final corner there. And then turning into that first corner, just using all that camera to our advantage. Remember, the rear tyres are wider than the front as well, so I can't get too close to that grass on the outside, otherwise I'll be off. Too deep into there that time. more of a handful. It's just as enjoyable around here. Okay, very, very good. Good call, Zaris, the former left roads around Watkins Glen. Very nice indeed. Right, so yeah, Todd, there's two different things. It's talking about the custom FFB not setups, if that's what you were thinking about. Okay, let's, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come back to the menu here. I'm just going to have a quick look on my folder just to see if there's any custom FFB settings on here. Under save game profiles. So yeah, it's got controller settings, local settings, and defaults. It's going to remove those tuning setups. I don't think I've changed any setups really. Don't think. Let's delete those anyway. Yeah, so FFB custom settings document, there's one there. 5th of May. Shall I delete that maybe? I wonder if that's what's causing the issue potentially then. I don't know why it would, but I'll play around with that again another time just to see. But we'll try another race now just to see if we can do it. We'll do the Unos, Cobra Unos at Watkins Glen. We'll do the short layout. Go with that one, and we'll see how it goes. We'll use a chicane version, I think, this time. But yeah, I'll definitely play around with that. I might just remove that. So custom FFP in the dock controller, best to remove it for now. Yeah, we'll have a go at that in a mo. We don't need 10 laps in this. This will be just way too many. Oops, no, not 89. Do a 5-lap race just to keep it from going mad. Yeah, we'll just do that. Right, let's go take the Unos out and do a bit of a race with these, shall we? See how these go. Let's definitely revisit the Fuscas at Cleveland, actually. In fact, anywhere at the moment would be fun running those cars. They're just, yeah, they've turned into a bit of a fun car to drive and race as well. Try and delete and restart the game. Yeah, if it crashes again now, I might try that and just see what happens. But anyway, let's give this a go. Fire-breathing Fiat Unos take on the mighty Watkins Glen. I love how the rolling start is literally flat out and you don't take your foot off the accelerator. 8 to 9 laps seems right to you, Todd. Yep, okay, we're in it for the long haul. Use the runoff area there just because we can. Oh, so for some reason just the presence of complex FFP settings causes memory leaks. Ah, okay. Do I have like a boost or something? Because these guys are just smashing past me in the Unos. I got squeezed onto the wall on the inside. Let's take advantage of it while he's rattled. Come on. We've still got a car to the left, we do. busy reading comments, not looking where I was going or where I was braking. Just keep it pinned. Don't want to lose any momentum in this thing. 3 wide. Okay. The guy was absolutely flying up the inside there. Again, running wide. We'll be able to keep the car on track. These guys have all got that turbo boost turned up, I'm sure. Come on, pull me along with all your straight line speed advantage. If we have Champ Car and Monza 90s, yep, okay. We'll give it a go. I do find that the AI seem to go through chicane here at Watkins Glen significantly quicker than I can. It's probably just down to my lack of skill, but they seem to be able to get through there with very little trouble at all, and I have to slow right down to make the corner. Fighting the oversteer, which is not something you normally do in a front-wheel drive car, but back end's quite light in these things. Lift-off oversteer going on. Again. Oh, I'm just going backwards. Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. No problem. We'll check out that custom FFB file and we'll delete it and try and see if we can improve the stuff finishes. Tiago, I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what you say, but all I can recognise from your messages about controller for the Xbox Series X. Not quite sure. AI cars really attacking that curb. You wind up your windows for maximum aero performance. Yes. Get the old window winders going. Pretty much dead last almost. There's 3 cars behind us. Just going backwards in this little Uno at the moment. Let's try and extract some more pace from somewhere. Oh, no. It's going to get clouted again. Lacking some serious straight line speed. Charger? No kidding. The steering wheel being ripped out of my hands as he hits that massive curb on the inside. It is being absolutely eaten alive in a straight line. That's no fun. They must be having a big boost. Let's just restart the session. Let's just go back to the setup just to make sure. Boost pressure 50%. Yeah, no wonder. Miles down. Right. Okay. Well, let's take let's go Champ Car at Monza 90, shall we? Just to wind up here. Let's see how we get on with that. They are fun cars to drive, the Unos, though, and I think if I had my boost, I probably had a bit of more of a fighting chance. Right, where are we going? Formula USA. Let's take the Let's take the Swift this time, and we'll go to Monza. We'll do the 91 layer, that's the one we want. Love this version of Monza. Just such a nice... we got racing going again. I'm just going to do this as a test, but yeah, it's got a really nice layout, the 91 version of Monza. I love the first chicanes, and yeah, just fun, just good fun. Although negotiating it in this very stiffly sprung jump car could be a fun experience. Okay, let's do this. So where are we on the grid? We're 13th. Standing start. Not usual for champ cars, I don't think, but we're away. Aggressive start. Launching over the curbs. Paddles this time, just for concentration purposes. Gonna have to come off that. Stuttering is too much. We'll do it in time trial mode, so there's a bit of a smoother flow for you guys. It's yeah, stuttering a little bit there. 145 is the target, is it, Funky? Okay. I'll see what we can do. Let's go back to test state. In the Swift. Monza 91. Go. 145. Let's see what we can do. The AI cars do tend to take off a little bit on the curbs. I've noticed with the champ cars. Noticed at Watkins Glen when I was doing the screenshot for the thumbnail. Diving into the first corner, there was just cars launching everywhere, so that was quite interesting. Okay, here we go. Jar your fillings, filament up, and away we go. Get it stopped. Again, breaking all my own rules for trying a new car on the track. Just going too fast too soon. Okay, so this is the regular Ascari, if a little bit tighter. Parabolic, here we go, and the Lancia Delta Bridge. So let's see what we can do then, Funky, see what time we can do. Where's the brake if we're going to be for turn 150? Feel the grip load up as we go through these fast corners. I think that's very much for a good map though. Is yours also fun in these cars? I can imagine. It'll be quite mad. You think I'll do it? That's confidence for you, frankly. I'm not that confident. Looking over the line, it is. I don't know, my lap times are low. I'll have to check in a minute. Well, that was as late as late can be. So much so I thought I'd missed the corner entirely, but somehow managed to get a stop me through there. It wasn't pretty, but managed to get it through. At least this gives us an opportunity to take Let's Mode 2 a little bit quicker. Are you flat out? Let's try and get the Sky sorted. Lap time on the steering wheel, I'll have to keep an eye on that as we go over the line. What was that? Yeah, 124.2. I think we're a bit quicker than 145, but it's good. If that's your best lap, that's your best lap, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone's trying their hardest, and yeah, it's good. It's all part of the fun of sim racing. So, okay, let's wrap things up a little bit here. So, Racing USA Part 2. What do we think? So the cars themselves, although there's a lot of variation in terms of the actual car models and the engine types, to drive, they're all very, very similar. There's some very subtle differences between the three different manufacturer of car, but very, very minor little differences there. Nothing that's going to be like, this car is uncontrollable, this car is stable, this car's got a really good front end, and all that kind of stuff. They are very, very similar across the board. But obviously, once you start pushing that on, you get to more, to quicker lap times and things. Then you'll start to see some of those little nuances of those particular chassis come into their own, and you'll feel the difference more frequently. And obviously, as you dial into the setup as well, that's where you'll feel a little bit more difference between the cars. But model-wise, looks fantastic. Nice variation with having all three of the different chassis manufacturers in there, and good to have the different engines on there as well, which makes a difference in terms of the power. As we've discussed that some of them have a little bit more power than other, and then the sounds, very, very nice indeed. Nice and smooth transitions between all the samples. There's no kind of obvious moments where low revs changes into high revs and it's like a big kind of a gap and the engine note changes entirely. It's very nicely done and very well done as well. The sounds are good internally and externally, as we saw on that replay. Just the noises and they're just all flying past all at once is just incredible. So yeah, really, really good. Really impressed with the cars. For someone who's not really a single-seater fan and someone who's not really followed the Champ Car series over the years, that has really impressed me. I really enjoyed driving those cars. There's actually a lot of fun to be had driving those in various different track layouts as well, not just Watkins Glen and the new ones, but across the different tracks that we have within Automobilista 2. An awful lot of fun to be had. Tracks wise, Watkins Glen, very nicely done. Obviously, I know there's going to be some more detail coming through eventually with some additional trackside objects, which will only serve to improve the overall quality of the track, which, even as it is at this particular point, is still very nice indeed. Does look very, very good. Drives nicely, good elevation changes, and pretty much exactly as you would expect to find in a laser scan version like you would in iRacing. Very, very similar. And of course, it looks brilliant being the graphics engine that we're using in AMS2 looks amazing. Cleveland, very interesting circuit, one which is not maybe going to be everyone's favorite circuit to drive. However, that being said, it is very fun actually, and it's once you get into the rhythm of the track, and obviously once you've found out where you're going to start off with, it's very, very good fun to drive. And when you get some of the slower cars on there, like we saw with the Cobra Fusca, that's where it really gets into its own. And I think it's good fun to kind of slide those cars through there. Loads of space to play with, obviously, so you can get cars 3, 4, 5, 10 wide, whatever you want. It's just mad. So yeah, very, very good, and a good addition. And I'm sure there's going to be some more additions coming along as well, because they did mention 3 tracks for this pack, and there's only 2 being released. So I think the third one's not quite past the licensing requirements of yet. So there may well be an additional one coming into this pack in a shortish space of time potentially. Who knows? We'll find out. But yeah, overall, again, another great addition to the Automobilista title. Great to have this kind of content coming in, which again is another point of difference. You don't get classic champ cars like this in many sims other than through mods. Some of them are very well done, but it's nice to have them as developer created content within the game. So yeah, again, Riser Studios pulling it all out again and just producing more top quality stuff, and it's really, really good to see. I mean, we've been so spoiled this last 2 weeks with content, and the game has really progressed to a really good level now. So yeah, roll on the next pack and roll on the next updates, because if there's anything like these ones, they're going to be even better. So that's my overall thoughts of this pack, and yeah, very, very impressive. So hope you enjoyed that. That was good fun. I mean, I know we had our little weird crash moment thing going on with the Fuscas, which kind of ruined that fun for a little bit, but at the same time, really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too, and if you have, please do hit the like button on the stream. Let me know that you liked it, because that's always good to know. And if you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you with us, and I hope you enjoyed spending some time watching us go through this new pack. And if you are new and you fancy seeing more of what we do, please do hit the subscribe button. It would be amazing to try and get us closer to the 1,000 goal that we're looking for. We're not far off, and I'm sure we can reach there soon. Road America's at Raymond, is that the one? Okay, well that's good. I hope that's the case, because that'll be really fun to drive around here. I'm sure it'll be just as good as the other tracks that they brought in. Road America's a class circuit. So yeah, so there we go. So that's our little rundown of the new part 2 of the American pack. Hope you enjoyed it. But we will see you very, very soon indeed. We will be back again with some more live stream action next weekend. And obviously, we'll try our very best to get some more videos out during the week as well. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your company. It's good to have you with us, and your comments and things. But until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you very soon indeed. Bye-bye for now.